We're doing today's show despite the fact that we were not nominated for a Golden Globe Award. That's because we're game day players. Investor Beat starts now. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Hill. Stocks down a bit so far this week. Wall Street treading water until next week when the Fed is slated to meet on Tuesday and Wednesday to discuss interest rates, the status of quantitative easing, and to take part in the annual Federal Reserve White Elephant Gift Exchange. Joining me in studio today, Taylor Muckerman and Evan New. Bloomberg doesn't tell you about the gift exchange. We do that here on Investor Beat. Our top story, retail results for November are in, and the results are higher than expected. Year-over-year growth for all retail was nearly 5%. But Taylor, when you break out the auto sales were great, but that was almost overweighting the results.
Yeah, when you back those out, it's almost negligible growth year over year. But I think it's kind of inspiring because of automotive purchases being such a large portion of someone's income or long-term decision-making process. So the confidence is there. Maybe, yes, that might have backed out some of their spending opportunities on clothes or electronics or things like that. But just the fact that they're going out and buying these kind of purchases really speaks volumes for where the confidence levels of the consumer are at. And then you look at the holiday spending, fourth quarter, hopefully you can see some stronger numbers in December as Christmas rolls around. But automotive, thankfully, was the big player here.
Yeah, he mentioned electronics, just a couple of weeks left in the month. How are they feeling over there in the tech industry? Because, again, you back out autos and it's not looking great.
So as far as electronics go, I think the big winner this season will be tablets. If you look back in 2010 when the tablet renaissance really kind of started, it was really just the iPad, which was the cheapest at the time at $500. But since then, price competition has really intensified. A lot of really nice tablets out there that are $200, and that's a pretty compelling gift to give someone. And I think that that's probably gonna be the big popular stocking stuffer this season.
If you're looking at this as an investor, do you wait a month for the December results to come out, or do you buy into this and sort of cross your fingers?
Yeah, I think it speaks strongly. I mean, you don't have Cyber Monday factoring into the November numbers, so those are going to fall in December, or not percentage-wise, but they're going to land in December, so it might inflate some December numbers a little bit year over year. So hopefully, clothes and electronics are usually sold online these days, so maybe that's where we're missing that sales data from November.
All right, let's get to some of the day's movers and shakers. Facebook on the rise. On news, the social network will be added to the S&P 500 index on December 20th. Is this meaningful, or is this just sort of a nice feather in their cap?
Well, it's certainly a nice little vote of confidence, but as we see with any time any stock is added to an index, we get a little pop because all the index funds that track that, especially with an index as big as the S&P 500, they're going to go in there and jump in and start buying it, and they'll have to kind of do so because they need to track it. And I think one interesting thing to look at is that they're replacing Teradyne, and Teradyne's market cap was just $3 billion. Facebook's is $125 billion, and since the S&P 500 is market cap weighted, Facebook is going to be a pretty big player, and I looked at the actual listing today, and it's going to be within the top 30 in terms of weighting. So it's it's going to start moving a little bit more than what it's replacing.
And when you consider it's only been public not even 2 years.
Yeah.
Lululemon Athletica's third quarter profits look good, and same-store sales were up, but shares down today after the company cut guidance for the fiscal year. And once again, another company that is cautious about the holiday quarter.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Typically, investors look at the fourth quarter from a retail standpoint, especially clothing, as one of the stronger, if not the strongest quarters. To see a company with the multiples that it's trading at, it's no surprise that the bad news is hurting it as badly as it is, because you can argue that this stock has been wildly inflated, especially given we were talking today that it's the same market cap or similar to Under Armour with not nearly the same potential as Under Armour in my mind. So yeah, I definitely see why the stock pulled back, and I would be worried just based on the fact that a new CEO is coming on board amidst a lot of turmoil. So it might take another 6 months to a year for this company to fully turn around, if it's even possible.
Athenahealth down after the provider of electronic healthcare records announced its earnings outlook for the next fiscal year. Evan, I saw one report that used the word muted. That's not good.
So next year they're expecting revenue in the range of $725 to $755 million, adjusted earnings per share of 98 cents to $1.10, where the street was looking for more, in the lines of $760 million up top and $1.33 below. So I think investors are definitely a little disappointed there. It's possible that the recent acquisition of Hippocrates isn't really performing as well as people were hoping it to. And
finally, Southwest Airlines getting a lift after Merrill Lynch upgraded the stock to a buy. Taylor, this is really, I mean, when you look at airlines, this is really a play on the domestic airline market, not so much the international.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's a huge player here. A lot of people use them for the low cost and also customer service side of things in the airline industry. With the merger of U.S. Airs and American, they're actually trying to take over some slots here at the local DCA, Reagan National Airport, so I'm excited about that. But another reason why I think they're up is they're going to start charging $2 to use iMessaging on their flights as they've been rolling out Wi-Fi across their entire fleet. It's a process that's still underway, but it'll only be a $2 charge versus the higher charge for entire Wi-Fi access. So you now see the airline starting to monetize that in-flight use of electronic devices.
All right, that's going to do it for today's action. Give me a stock I can put on my watch list.
I've been taking a look at Micron Technologies recently. Shares are up 240% year to date, and a lot of those gains are related to the SK Hynix fire from September, which kind of had prices jump, contract prices for DRAM jumping 20% by mid-November, whereas normally it's a cyclical downturn, so kind of things went the other way. DRAM exchange kind of had a report this morning that prices are probably expected to come down as that plant comes back online in mid-January. I think Micron has a lot of good things going for it. The industry's consolidating. If they can keep the supply growth discipline, they can really maybe keep some pricing power. But at the same time, there are a lot of risks if this plant comes back and prices keep going back down.
All right, Taylor, what about you?
I'm looking at ExxonMobile and more specifically their energy outlook. They provide an outlook on an annual basis. It just came out today, going out to 2040. So you can kind of take it with a grain of salt on the actual estimates.
2040?
Yeah, so it's about 30 years of estimates, but it's the largest publicly traded energy company in the world. So obviously not everything's going to play out as they expect, but it's nice for investors to see what's going on inside their mind, especially with the constantly changing energy infrastructure and global scale. You look at, Japan shunning nuclear, U.S. oil boom and natural gas boom, and Europe not even fracking. So a lot of things are going differently around the globe depending on where you look. So I haven't taken a full look at it, but I'm excited to dive in this weekend.
I just hope I'm around in 2040. All right, for Evan New and Taylor Muckerman, I'm Chris Hill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.